I believe the future of Malaysia is that while the youth will be the defining factor, as I mentioned, 7 million new voters coming into the electorate, I firmly believe that my generation is more open-minded and multiracial looking, right? So they will change the electorate to a great extent. And while racial and religious identity will still be important, right? But people will still associate themselves as Malaysian first. And I believe that the way in which we approach for economic policies on redistribution will not just be on the basis that I'm Malay and therefore I am entitled to 10 different things, but will be about how do we best ensure that we can equitably distribute profits in Malaysia or wealth in Malaysia towards poor Malays who are affected the most, who are disadvantaged the most. So it'll be more on a public policy approach which combines need-based and also race-based, acknowledging that there is subconscious discrimination which still exists in Malaysia. So similarly, when Tun Abdul Razak envisioned for the NEP, it wasn't meant to be permanent, but there was a timeline. And it was a public policy approach to ensure that Malay equity could reach 30%. And there was an increase. In 1970s, Malay equity was only at 2.7%. There were only about 6 to 7 Malay graduates in the School of Medicine and Engineering in University Malaya. But now we see a lot more coming up. They are professionals, they are in the middle income, in the T20 as well. The point is to ensure that we can redistribute the pie equitably and acknowledge that the Malaysian identity is critical to act as a uniting factor of all Malaysians, but at the same time respect a person's right to associate to a particular race and religion and remain to be proud of it. So it will be a difficult path. It's not easy, as I mentioned, because it's the first time change government. It was an unholy coalition of different ideologies, but we had a common enemy. And at the same time, when you fully liberated the media, Malaysian media index has improved by far. Corruption index has improved by far. Many institutional reforms made. But when you free up the space of discussion, again, that's when nothing is hid under the rug and it's discussed in open. So there will be pushback. But I'm optimistic that the youth will win this battle and Malaysia will win and will become a force to reckon with in the next 10 to 20 years.